Hi, and welcome to another edition of Inside Innovation. I'm Yvette Cameron, the Senior Vice President of Oracle's Cloud HCM Global Product Strategy. I'm pleased to be able to share with you today a view into one of our most significant recent investments, Oracle's Dynamic Skills. But before I show you our latest offering, let me step back a bit and talk about why we've invested in this area. As we all know, skills are the core of every talent process in an organization. They're the fuel that power your company's growth. But for years, we've heard and seen the challenges that organizations have in trying to understand the full skills and capabilities of their workforce and effectively managing their talent supply chain. Part of the challenge is the frequency with which skills are changing in today's rapidly evolving business and technology climate. More than a third of the skills required in job requisitions just 4 years ago are no longer relevant today. The static skills frameworks that we use in our organizations today just can't keep pace with that level of change. And for the skills that we are seeking, the way they're described can vary wildly between organizations, between industries, and across different regions. And of course, we all know that social profiles of individuals are much more current and comprehensive than what we have within our own HR systems. So, this lack of accurate and comprehensive skills insight into our workforce and the reality of the constantly changing nature of skills makes it difficult to align skills to business needs, to source the right talent, and to reskill and upskill effectively for the future needs of our organizations. And so, it's for these reasons that Oracle's been investing in its new dynamic skills capabilities. So, let me take you on a little tour now and show you a little bit about how it works. So here we are at the homepage for Oracle's HCM applications, and let me show you how easy it is for individuals to keep their profiles up to date with their latest skills and capabilities. So as we go into the profile, I can see for this individual that there are two skills that are defined, and very easily we can visit the Skills Center where I will receive any number of personalized recommendations for skills that are relevant for me. These recommendations are being surfaced up by Oracle's Skills Nexus, our new deep learning engine that makes recommendations based on a knowledge of skills and the way that they're defined across the global labor market, but also fine tuned to the individual language and skills DNA of the employer who's using this dynamic skills capability. So you can see here these recommendations that are being surfaced to me, very personalized, based on my current role, based on hot skills, based on recommendations from administrators, or based on what peers have. So I can, for example, indicate that I want to develop skills in particular areas. Perhaps I select program management. By selecting the heart, you'll see that it drops down into the skills that I'm developing. And when it did that, it also brought up another recommendation, planning and organizing. And what this is reflecting is that as the engine is making recommendations and I make selections, it's looking at adjacent skills, it's inferring skills that are related to what I've selected and what I've indicated to offer me additional opportunities to invest in skills and express my interest in growing these skills for the future. At the same time, I can also add to the skills I already have. When I came into this screen, I had two skills that were in my profile. And critical thinking is one that the artificial intelligence skills recommendation engine has surfaced. I do have critical thinking skills, and so I'll select that. I'll hit the megaphone to announce that I have this capability. And it's asking me what's my skill level. Well, at this point, I'll indicate I'm a beginner. But in doing so, we are able to validate these skills in any number of ways throughout the capabilities of the application. And that can be validated through endorsements of individuals across the company. It can be validated through assessments, through manager observation, any number of ways so that this level of skill, not just the skill itself, can be validated for future use against matching to job opportunities and others. So this is a very simple way. You can see with that now as I go back and look at the profile, I have that additional skill that I've developed. I've indicated the kind of skill that I'm developing. And it's as simple as that for individuals to keep their profiles up to date. Now, Coming in and going directly to your profile to update your skills is a great thing. We've made it very easy. And again, with the intelligence of the skills nexus, we are surfacing up recommendations that encourage and motivate individuals to keep their profiles up to date. But it's also very common for individuals to engage with their applications, maybe in the course of work. Maybe you're in a Slack environment and you're working with the digital assistant. And in doing so, you're discovering, I'd like to actually explore more about skills in the organization. So navigating directly through menus is not the only access. Digital assistant is another. So here we see I've indicated, yeah, I'm interested in skills. I can be updating my skills or developing them, but perhaps again, I want to explore more. So again, I can be taken back into the Skills Center. And again, the Skills Center is this place where everything comes together for me as an individual. We can see here that I've got, again, these constant recommendations. I will always be encouraged to build my skills, to indicate the skills that I have, skills that I'm interested in. I can type them in alone if I'm not seeing it in the recommendation engine. But the value here isn't in just building out hundreds and hundreds of skills. It's about growing your career. It's about talent calibration and managing the supply and demand for your talent leaders so that they can make the right talent decisions. They know that they're growing talent, they're filling their supply chain. All of these things are critical. So this all means for organizations creating better internal mobility and more opportunity. And for me as an individual, bringing it all together in this centralized skills center so that at a glance I can see all of my opportunities. You'll see here across the top of the page a series of recommendations that are tailored to me. Again, these are not generic, they're tailored to me. And in this case, I'm being recommended a job, business transformation director, based on the skills that I have as well as the ones that I'm developing. And furthermore, I can see there are 12 more recommendations for me now that the system understands more about who I am and the skills and capabilities I have and that I'm working on. I'm also being provided information about recommended gigs, short term projects and work that I can take to continue to grow those skills that I'm developing or improve the ones that I already have. There's a gig recommendation across the top and 7 more for me. Similarly, for learning, the system in this skills center is bringing all of these opportunities, whether it's learning or connecting with career ambassadors who can help me grow my career, develop my skills in different areas to improve my opportunities and my career path and growth within the organization. So this is where it all comes together for individuals is here within the skills center. And let me take you into, for example, how these recommendations work. So I want to explore those 8 additional recommendations. And so now I'm brought into our learning, our LXP platform, and I'm seeing what to learn. And again, this is not just a generic list of learning that's available in the organization. This has been tailored to me based in this particular view, based on my skills of interest. And so if I go in and explore what these courses are and what they offer, I can see that by taking this course, I'll be growing my strength in things like change management and agile project management. And what's really exciting is that we enable a point of view on skills that I think is unmatched in the industry. By clicking into this agile project management, I can now explore what are the benefits to me as an individual in developing this particular skill and how is the organization going to help me develop these skills. So I can see by developing this agile project management skill, when I become proficient at it, these are some additional jobs that may be available to me. Now, I would recognize that there are probably multiple skills required, but having this particular skill will help me become a better fit for these particular jobs. And there are mentors and there is gig work and there's learning that's available to me across the organization to help me become more proficient in this skill. And again, to be a better fit for these different opportunities in the organization. So at Oracle, we are infusing dynamic skills throughout the entire suite, available not only through managing your profile or working and navigating directly through skills, but also through everyday processes. For example, In our new Oracle Journeys experience platform, one of the journeys we deliver is around growing your career. And amongst the various steps that individuals might want to take, one of them could be actively exploring the opportunities that are available in the organization. And so by coming into the opportunity marketplace, whether directly or through a journey, I can explore all the different short term gigs that will help me develop various skills and capabilities. And for example, what I want to show you is that when I'm applying for a particular gig, I'm prompted right away with the question of, is my profile up to date? So, again, this is a way that we are reminding individuals that if you're going to make the best matches for gigs and opportunities and different career paths in the organization, that it is their responsibility to keep their profile up to date, but we keep that front and center for the individual. We can remind them, take them directly to their profile, and again, back to the skills center so that they can right away ensure that their skills and capabilities best express their latest knowledge and experience so that they will indeed be a better match for the organization. So that's a little bit of an introduction to how Oracle's new dynamic skills capability helps employees in their goals of personal and professional growth. I hope you're as excited as I am by these new innovations in managing your talent supply chain and how to better connect people, skills, and opportunities across your entire enterprise. Join us again in the future for another edition of Inside Innovation. Until then, thank you very much.